Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I wanted to share my picks from the holiday 2024 Christmas releases that I got in terms of how wearable they are, the most wearable everyday ones, because there's been loads of really fun, shimmery, strong color stories, unique color stories, and I've really had fun this year delving into it all. I definitely intend to not go so ham next year. I definitely fell down the rabbit hole a bit, but these things in front of me are the wearable picks that, and by that I mean the things that I'm really sure I will continue to use after Christmas and New Year as much as I've been using them now. I have a face with some of these products on to show you what the sort of look is I'm talking about. So this is my everyday kind of makeup. I mean, I don't do it the same every day, but I've got on my Trish, not my Trish makeup, my Trini London BFF. Then I've got a bit of concealer. Then I've done my brows and mascara, very basic eye look. I mean, I've used 2 eyeshadows, but it's still pretty basic, no shimmer. And then some lipstick on top of balm because it's a velvet lipstick and I want it to be a bit more hydrating for this cold weather. And a lovely cream cheek duo that's very soft and natural. And I did use a bit of the Too Faced Soleil bronzing stick just to like bronze up the edge of my face. Yeah, I think that's about it. And a bit of eyeliner, but not much, in a soft shade. And I have all of these things here. I was going to try and put them all on my face, but it's a mixture of powder and cream and it just wouldn't have worked. So I will swatch the things that I'm not wearing and just point out the things that I am wearing. And I will focus more on the things I haven't shown yet in a video. I will point out when these things are reviewed more thoroughly in a video. And if you want to, you can go back and look in my feed. Okay, so let's dive in. So as I said, lots of holiday palettes, lots of shimmer. What do we think is the note or the theme of the holiday collections? For me, it's been the season of the eyeshadow. That has been the biggest releases for me, have been either brushes, actually. There's been some really great holiday brushes that I've invested in, and a brush holder. And then there's just been zillions of eyeshadows. And I'm someone who mostly has fallen into, over the last year or two, doing one and done on the eye. And I've just really fallen back in love with eyeshadow and creating eyeshadow looks. But there's been less focus, I think, on lips, but even less focus on blush. And there hasn't been that many blushes. The ones I've got I really like, but there haven't been loads of the collections just sort of skipped on the blush. Anyway, let's dive in. Let's start with face products. And again, those things that I think, if you treat yourself, they're not like just glittery for your Christmas parties and then they're going to sit in the drawer till next holiday season, but that you're going to just be able to use to create a very everyday look, like all year round. I mean, obviously some colors, like there are burgundies and plummy shades that maybe people feel like they wouldn't be so interested in the new year, but on the whole, I think these are all super wearable. So the first one is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked. There are 3 of these. I got the Dragon one, which is the lightest of the 3. What I like about this is that you could do a whole like look with eyes and cheeks very quickly, very effortlessly. They're powders, but they don't look dry. They have that natural glow to them, that natural sheen that Hourglass are famous for. Very easy and to use on eyes and cheeks for me. You've got your 2 finishing powders. You've got a nice kind of warm blush, a cooler toned blush, a bronzer, and a highlighter. They're all super wearable. I'm going to swatch them, but I'm going to swatch them. You might not really see the finishing powders that much. They're creamy. I've skipped so many Hourglass releases, but what attracted me to this was that all the colors, I think bar one, in all of these, they're all mostly new shades, so that they're not just like repackaging stuff. There's, like there is every holidays, so many of the lipsticks and things this year were just in holiday packaging, but they were permanent shades. And if you're a big makeup buyer or like one of the channels that reviews everything, maybe that was a bit boring for you, but these are all new. Sorry, I don't know what it is with this ring light. When I come in close, you just become in shadow. So you can see how soft and natural they are, basically. I like the bronze on my eye, even the two blushes, especially this pinky one to warm up the lid. The finishing powders are, I'm just learning to get the best out of finishing powders because I've never really understood what they are, that if they're not for setting. But what they're good for is if you're using these holiday collections with bolder colours, like in the Chanel holiday palette and the Gucci really strong watermelony blush. They are really good for helping to soften and blend the edges or tone stuff down where you maybe something's a bit more pigmented than you were expecting and you're like, whoa, you can use finishing powders to just finish and blend everything really nicely, and especially on the eyelids and brightening up here but in a very soft way. So I found obviously loads of use for this. It's very, very everyday appropriate, and then you can build it up and use more of the highlighter and stuff, and because you can use it on the eyes as well, it's just so pretty and useful. And they're expensive, but again, I would say with all of these releases, either the bundle, like these Merit lipsticks I'm going to show you, was already discounted in that it's much cheaper to buy 3 than to buy 3 individual ones, or there were loads of retailers doing blanket discounts, things on Black Friday and different influencer codes. I didn't pay full price for most of this. So there's this one. There is a brush that comes with it, but I don't think it's an essential. I just picked it up after this was gifted to me by my husband. I picked this up because it looks nice and matchy sat on the palette. That's how sad I am. But it's not an essential. It's not in this video really. Okay. The other couple of face things, and this, oh, well, I'll tell you at the end, my like top picks, but spoiler alert, this is it. This is the Tom Ford Soleil Neige Blush Highlight Duo in High Altitude. This is a cream, blush and highlight combo that underwhelmed most or a lot of people that tried it. That's stealing from Charlotte. I watch too many of her videos. But I'll just say I flipping love this so much. I had a gut feeling, I had a hunch, and I asked a couple of friends that had it and they were like, nah. And I was like, okay, I'll leave it. And then I watched a couple of videos more and I thought, actually, the reason why people don't really like it is what I want it for, which is that it is so everyday and so like low key. And I guess that's not what a lot of people are looking for when they pick things from the holiday collections. I mean, this was pricey. Again, I got a discount on this. I think I got 20% off this and it was still expensive, but I'm wearing it today and you can just see that I don't know if it's for everybody, but on me, it's a very soft, natural blush shade, yet it is enlivening and wakes up my face. My face can be, I have like a neutral skin tone, but my skin tone changes depending on how I am. Like if I let myself get too pale, then you can see more pink and red through the cheeks. I can go in summer leaning slightly olive, slightly warmer. I can look a bit sallow if I'm pale and I'm tired and stuff. And it just brings my face to life without looking too, a lot of these products, like I remember I used to have the Benny tint, the original red runny Benny tint, and I'd put that on and it was tricky to blend and you could look like you've been punched in the face kind of thing, like just like a red blob. This is just so natural, and that flush, I've just been out for a walk on a frosty morning vibe, but without looking too much. I mean, I've kind of piled it on. Also, people said it didn't last, but this is the sort of product that I like to take out with me, and I can just look in the lovely big mirror and just use my fingers and touch it up. It's also balmy, hydrating, dewy, but it doesn't make me sticky like the Miracle Balm from Jones Road. Look, my hair doesn't stick to it. It's just, for me, perfect. If you like natural makeup, slightly no makeup-y makeup, and this is like how you do your makeup most days, you would love this too. And I'm sorry to keep going on, but it's so great. The highlighter is the sweet spot for me in that if I'm going to do a shimmery full-on highlight, I want it to be a powder formula where I can use a fan brush or something and really control where I put it, really blend it away so it's just the right amount. I have got I've tried those the balm ones from Chanel. I don't particularly like them. I got this one from Victoria Beckham. It's okay, but it's not like a love. I do see glitter flecks. I want shine and glow, but without sparkle really, and this gives me that. I've used it in loads of places on my face, especially if you're dry skin and you look a bit dull sometimes in the winter. I've put a bit here, above here, on my nose, on my forehead, loads of it here, under the brow. This is a product where ultimately I'm going to get so much use out of it that I don't mind spending money on it, and that's enough on that, because I could go on for half an hour. Okay, so Natasha Denona brought out some minis. So there's an eye set I'm going to show you, and then this was just on its own in a little ornament packaging. You could hang it on a tree or put it in someone's stocking. Lovely, it's still available on various retailers. This is the Natasha Denona Rose Cheek Duo, and I will say with all of these Natasha Denona products, only the eyeliner is new. These are just minis of existing shades. So if you're a Natasha Denona collector, it's worth checking if you already have the bigger I Need a New palette. And this cheek duo in Rose is a sort of bestseller for her, but I never had it. So having a mini for travel and stuff, and for my handbag, because I use usually quite small handbags and quite small kind of little makeup bags or pouches. I just want minis or like manageable things. So this is more portable, say, than the Tom Ford one, but I mean, I have carried this around in my bag all week. So you've got a small creamy rose blush, which is so pretty, and again, not too wintry. It's all year round. It's like not really a peach, but it's a very warm rosy pink. And then the highlighter is kind of powdery, but feels like baked gel, and it's like, hang on, I'm not sure what that formula is. It's a bit like those new cream to powder Chanel blushes, in that you have that moist feel when you swatch it, but it blends like a powder. Those are just both lovely, wearable, maybe a step up from this, in that this is more balmy and these are more, maybe a bit more colour payoff, but I really love that too. I highly recommend that. Okay, we're just wiping with baby wipes, with face wipes in between, because I just get covered in it. And then the only other, there's this, there's another mini blush. These are 2 of my 3 Merit Flush Balms. Is that what they're called? Flush Balms? I forget. There was a set of lips and a set of these mini balms. One of them is downstairs. It's the burgundy one, but this is Bespoke, which is kind of a brownie pink, and there's a matching lip, and then there's, oh, that's not on properly, and then there's Stockholm, which was an existing shade, but I never had it, so that's nice. And again, like this rose one, it's a bit more sort of, I don't know about you, but when we get to January, I start wanting to have springier, lighter makeup shades, because I'm kind of want a break from all the rich jewel shades that I've been using in the holidays. Those again are super creamy, super natural, blend with your finger, easy, just like the Tom Ford. Maybe they're a bit drier in formula than the Tom Ford and less balmy. And both of those, because these are creamy, balmy products, you know, you probably will want to touch up later in the day, but that never bothers me. I'd rather have dewy, hydrated makeup than locked in long wear makeup where it might start to look a bit dry later in the day. That's just my preference, and I love playing with makeup, so a touch up for me is no hardship. Okay, so those are the face things, except to say, when I'm showing you the eye things, one of them comes in a set with a blush, but I'll wait and show you that with the blush. So for eyes, for super wearable, and again, I want to just remind you that I have said that for powder, which is the only powder eye thing, oh no, there's a little trio there, you can do an everyday natural eye look with this when you're doing your face. Save time, easy, brilliant. So Natasha Denona did this little eye set with that Rose Cheek Duo. This is the I Need a Nude palette. It's so cute. It's a 3-pan. I have got a 5-pan from Natasha Denona, but this is the smallest Natasha Denona one I've got. And I've used it today, but I have not used the shimmer. I've just used this one everywhere. And then I've gone in with a bit of this to deepen up the crease. And then I've gone in with this lovely, I think this is new, whereas these are existing shades and formula, so is this, but this eyeliner is new, and it is called the Natasha Denona Micro Tech Eye Crayon. Really nice, and it's in taupe. And I'll just swatch that for you, because I've just pushed it under the lashes in the waterline, because I'm doing a very soft look, and I've then smudged a tiny bit along the top, but you can barely see it. So you can see the shade, it's a natural taupey shade there. I'm just going to turn my light up because it's gone really dull in here. There you go. And I have used these loads. There is a lovely shimmer, and for your benefit, even though I was trying to show you like an everyday super pared down look, the shimmer I find best to just put a little bit on my finger, and then I'm going to just tap it in the center of the lid. It's quite glittery, quite blingy, so it does substantially change the look of the eyeshadow. But if you just put a little bit, it just brings a bit of sparkle and life to the eye. But it's in a neutral shade that blends in with the sort of taupey beiginess. So actually, I don't feel like it's too much. It is Christmas after all. I have used this combo at least 10 times since I got it. And when you could see the amount of makeup I brought into my collection recently, that is saying something. For creams, you cannot beat, I think now, having tried all different brands, I still think the Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks are the best stick thing. So I got stick eyeshadow. So I got this set of 3 minis, and I got this for a couple of people for gifts as well. So this set, I can't remember, there were a few sets and they have different names, and I've not retained the packaging. I apologize. But there are maybe a couple of sets with 3, or if there's only one, it's going to be easier for me to link. But this one's got, oh my God, where is the shade? Gilded. Then Striker Rose. Oh, I love that one. And then Burnished Bronze. So you can use just one, or you can do a smudgy smoky with that bronze. There they are there. So creamy, but then they lock into place, and I find them quite long wearing. And then there was another set that I got, which was Modern Rose. This is a full-size caviar stick compared to these little mini ones. And it came with this blush, a mini size of the Rosé blush, which is just a matte, nice soft rose blush, very similar in tone, but not as brightening perhaps as the creamy one in the Natasha Denona. It's just a whiff mauvier, but still a warm pink if you don't like blue-based pinks. I'll swatch that next to the full-size one so you can see how they pair. It's a very creamy formula. There's no powder kicking up when I swatch it. It's that kind of velvet feeling. Very light, not the most crazy amount of colour payoff, but I've built up a nice look with it. And there's the caviar stick that goes with that. I don't know what the hell is going on. Let's change to a different tone so that you get a truer reflection of the shades. I look really white in this, but you will get true reflection of the shades. See that swatch is a little bit patchy, that blush, but on the cheek it's fine. And this shade here, and lots of people have asked me this, I'll just use something to point it out. This shade here in the full-size caviar stick in Modern Rose is more neutral, less metallic and shiny than Striker Rose, which is in the middle here. So they are different if you were thinking, oh, I don't need both of those. If you like a rose gold or coppery eyeshadow, then there's room in your collection for both, but they're both really, really nice. Yeah, I've used that a lot too. Okay, moving on to lips, and I think that's it then. Oh, I did remember one more blush. I just remembered that now. I was saying how much I love these. This is the deeper one. Obviously, this is not going to feature in this video of super wearable for my skin tone. I love it and I wear it a lot, but it's not in this theme of like so wearable as to be fine for the school run. I wear that when I want a pop on the cheek. But the other one, number 10 Soft Peach in the Gucci, lovely packaging for the holidays, is the epitome of wearable in that it looks almost like on some skin tones it would be a finishing powder. On me, I need to build it up quite a bit, but you can see it. And also, it is great for softening a stronger blush, whether the Gucci one or another blush that you might have, where you're like, wow, that is, you know, like if you play with red blush, I definitely did that in late summer. And some of them I decluttered and gave away, and some of them I kept because they are wearable for me. but this is really good to just soften out a red blush if you're a bit like, wow, I've gone a bit ham there. Really wearable, really useful product. Oh, she said throwing it on the ground. That's good. Okay, so now on to lips. So it goes without saying, and I won't go into this too much because I've done a whole video on this Merit collection, these three and the 3 mini flush balms. So I'm not going to go into it too much, but their packaging was lovely for these 2 holiday collections if you're gifting. And you've got 3 shades that coordinate perfectly with the 3. So you've almost got 3 sets of matching cheek and lip, which I really like that. I think it's really chic when you coordinate the tone of the blush and lip. So you've got to start with De Jour, which is a signature lip blush. So this one is not only an exclusive shade, but an exclusive formula, which is like a kind of blurring lip. Not balm. Yeah, like a balm, but like a matte blur. A bit like the Bisou from Violette FR. So it's just like a blurring wash that's quite light. I really like that. And that coordinates really nicely with the Stockholm. What is wrong with you, B? Then you've got the signature lip, which is their classic satin lipstick in Bespoke. And that's actually shares a shade name with Bespoke. So they look like a coordinating, they match. And then lastly, this one, which is Black Tie, which is the signature lip matte formula, which is an amazing matte formula. And that one coordinates with the matching, I think it's called Mood Burgundy balm like this that's actually in my bag downstairs. So those 3 give you 3 completely different like shades, from a very soft tint through to a kind of brownie pink in a satin, and then a bolder, deeper shade in a matte. But ultimately wearable, whatever color you go for, because they are just no shimmer, just nice. Merit lip formulas are brilliant. And then I've picked out 3 lip formulas from the other collections, Dior and Chanel. I've got a lip case thing here full of holiday lips, but they are either shimmery or colourful and shimmery, or even metallic like the MAC one. And so they don't really feature on my everyday no makeup situation. But the 2 that I picked up, the bullet lipsticks I picked up from Dior, definitely do. I'm wearing one of them now. I'm wearing the velvet one, which is 284 Rose Bavard. I've got it on top of, I primed my lips before I started filming with the Fenty lip pudding. So then this went on not particularly matte, but it's a velvet, which is a very forgiving, smoothing matte formula in just a not particularly Christmassy or wintry shade, just a really nice warm pink that's quite enlivening. I really like it. And then I'm actually going to take it off and show you the next one, because this has not had the best press. This is the satin in Royal Coral, which people, hardly anybody seemed to pick it up. So there weren't that many people who reviewed the Dior collection that went for this one. But I did, because I weirdly like a coral makeup item in winter. I think it's like a nice break from the deeper colours. It's very enlivening on duller winter skin. And I don't think we should save our peachy coral vibes just for summer. The limited blush, it goes really well with one of the limited blushes from last year, which she says, trying to find it. Not that one, obviously. Here we are. No? Where are you? I might have put it away, actually, in the summer bag. Oh, no. Okay, well, it's not there. The corally blush from last year's collection. But this is 374 Royal... Oh, my God. What is that? Royal Opal? Royal Coral. I can't read it. Anyway, a lot of people were like, why is this in a Christmas collection? It is really light, corally, peachy. But it's just really pretty, and it can really lift if you're just doing like bronzer and mascara. So I'm going to apply it. A lot of people felt it was too light, and they didn't coordinate with any of the palettes, which I kind of agree with. But I do this with just like a really neutral taupey eye. And I think it's a bit of a break from the darker, more broody kind of richer colours going on. So I really like this one. And it's a satin, so it's really nice. And you can totally see me wearing this in the spring and the summer. So it definitely fits into the brief of this video of things that are like super wearable. And then lastly, we've got one of the Rouge à Lestray in the Christmas. Definitely couldn't include the pink one that's got, it's the hot pink, it's metallic and 80s, and it's got like a blue shift in it and glitter. I like it, but it's really reserved for a night out for me or a Christmas lunch or something. And similarly, sorry, when I was mentioning the Dior ones, some people have said now that the sequin liquid lip, they wear it as everyday, but if they have like the lighter shade, like 100, oh, there's another one that's very tan and pale, which I don't really like. But mine is one of the stronger ones. I think it's Dazzle. And that for me is a deeper pink and is shimmery. So I have to have strong eye makeup maybe and a cheek to kind of hold their own against that. Unless I just dab it and do it quite paley, which I don't because I want the sequin effect in 5 minutes time when I like do that. So that doesn't meet the brief of this video. But out of the Chanel ones I got, and I got 3, I got the red liquid lip, definitely not every day, the pink shimmery lip, but this one in the orange shade is just a non-shimmery, I'll put it next to the Dior across the bottom. And I really like this. I blot it and I don't build it up too strong because it's that tone of orange that can make my teeth look a bit yellow. But it's there, and I really like this as an autumnal. I think I will use it next September and October, a load. And I like it in particular with this blush. This is the Blush Harmony 797 Beige and Coral from last year. Woo. It's a neutral bronzy kind of colour, and I think that looks really nice next to this orange. So yeah, I feel like, not for a no makeup, but I feel like for an everyday non-party makeup, that orange lip is wearable for me. So there you go. Let's get all of these off because I hate having swatches on me. Does anyone else like that? The minute I have shown them, I cannot wait. And there's one lady I love watching, Lexi, who's a swatch queen. Like, she'll do loads of comparisons. And her swatches are all up the front and the back of her arm and everywhere. And I'm like, oh, I can't bear it. Anyway, there you go. I hope that was helpful, guys. But those are all my super wearable picks from the holiday makeup collections. If you're watching videos, mine and all the makeup channels, the proper makeup channels, going, yeah, but I don't wear glitter toppers to Sainsbury's. You know, this stuff is all very everyday. You can see this is not full on. This is just this makeup. It's not no makeup, but it's pretty natural. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry it was so long. Take care.